All right. So here we are with Amanda Zizo. Is that how you say your last name? Zizo?
Yeah. Zizzo.
So wherever, I don't know where that's from, but
Italian.
okay, Italian, cool stuff. So we're here with Amanda Zizzo, and we're going to talk about her experience through my program. She just completed 5 weeks to 5 figures, and we're going to just go all in, dive deep, give you the experience, and just go at it. All right, so you ready for this? You ready? Are you ready?
I'm just kidding.
So first and foremost, people want to know about that money, you know, that cheddar, the cheese, all that. So give us a rundown of what happened. Give us a rundown of how much you made in the program during your time. 5 weeks. Hit it up.
So throughout I guess it's about to be 5 weeks. Yeah. Throughout the 5 weeks, I have accumulated about 13 grand, which is awesome.
What?
My goal was 15 to 20, but that's just what I've made now. So obviously within, the full payment process, it'll be about 15. So that's good. I hit within my goal. So I'm happy about that for sure. My goal of 15 to 20K. So yeah, within the 5 weeks, I mean, that's the most money I've ever made in that short period of time. So I'm sitting here like,
it's a lot.
Yeah.
Because I know you came to me prior and you were like, hitting 2K, 3K, 1? I don't remember. What was it?
I was just like completely undercharging clients.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I couldn't find the right clientele because I was just undercharging myself and I didn't really know how to like confidently sell, for what I'm actually worth. So with this program, that's like how that really helped me in the sense of just the sales process and really where my training is valued at, which is where it is now. Previously, I was barely making that much, you know what I mean, per month, and it was hit or miss. And just the leads weren't there, all that. So
all those struggles everybody goes through, because most people, they end up undercharging. Because what were you at, like charging like 200 a month?
Yeah, I mean, I was charging like $250 a month, and then I was allowing people to do like weekly payments, and I was just like, and I could tell the difference between the commitment and excitement in people from when I charged that much and allowing them to pay like that compared to this. Like it's so much different, and it's way better for me too. So
perfect. Because what you're charging, 1,500, 2,000 for your programs? What are you charging specifically?
1,500.
1,500. Perfect.
Yeah, 1,500 for 3 months. Now I'm gonna start charging 18. I mean, I don't know, just keep going up. Yeah. So that's a big jump for me, obviously. Like that feels amazing,
Yeah, because I know there's a lot of people out there who want to charge higher prices and be valued with that. And you talked about it just a second ago. You said like the people show up and they're more committed, they're more excited because look, you pay attention, you put the investment in, and people are going to show up and be committed. Because if you're paying $1,500 to transform your body for 3 months, you're not going to miss a workout. You're not going to slack off. But when you're undercharging, that's doing a disservice to your clientele. That's literally hurting them, because now they're like, well, I can just skip a workout. I can just do this. And the main goal of what we want to do is create results, right? So if we can just create results, say, hey, give me some more money. Then why not? So that's that. And it's a lot of times people, they don't really know how to charge that high of a price. Did you have any kind of just like debate in your mind about, okay, well, I've been charging $250, because you were selling those programs for like in full as well. So you were getting like $1,500, like directly just hitting your account all at once.
Right.
So did you ever have any like doubts about how to even do that? Because I know some people are like, how do you charge that much for a program? Oh, people can pay that. So what was it like for you?
I mean, at first it was nerve-wracking because you're thinking like, well, damn, I asked people for $200, $250 a month and they complain about that. People will complain about money even if it's $60. But again, if they want it bad enough and you help them see that, especially over the phone. That's something that I used to not do either, is I never set up phone calls. Like there's no value that's given to them, and they don't hear your voice and how sincere you are with how you're going to give them 110% of yourself. So, I mean, with that being said, like the call, you know, how you sell them, how you're confident about it changes everything. Even from the first phone call, I was nervous, right? My heart's like beating out of my chest. I'm like, oh my God, because I'm asking somebody for so much money and you're thinking they're just going to say no. And with that being said, you have to obviously accept no's, but the more confident you are and how much value you bring over the phone, whether it's 15 minutes or an hour, if they want it bad enough, they're going to say yes to the price and make it work somehow.
Definitely. Yeah, because I give you that full sales process, literally step by step by step by step on how to do it. You literally don't have to think. You're just like, Hakeem says this, I do that. Hakeem says this, I do this.
And eventually it got to the point where, like I said, I kind of like memorized it too, and you just get more confident, and it's just so easy. And you appreciate those clients so much more that are 110% dedicated, because you are putting a lot of time and effort into them. And when they just say, yeah, you're like, oh, are you sure? You know, so it's an amazing feeling to be able to charge what you really feel like you're worth.
Definitely, because you're providing a valuable service. Now, I want to get into like your personal specific life, you know, where you were at before you came to me, because people might not know this, but you got a little baby on the way. You're about what, 4 weeks?
You can't see, but yeah, so right now I am 34 weeks pregnant to this date.
Wow.
And I started 5 weeks ago. So I was like 30 weeks pregnant, obviously scared shitless to start this program, because there's just so much going on. But what really drove me was just, the change that I wanted for my business, but also the growth for myself, and then the financial freedom for my child, and just learning from there. So obviously going into this program, I was like really pregnant and I was nervous, but again, I had the time and I knew I'd put forth the effort, and it all paid off. And now obviously I'm 5 weeks away from having a kid, and I'm feeling way less stressed.
Because you got money in the bank now, you're good. And for a lot of people out there, they probably have a lot of things going on, but there's probably nothing more going on in your life than having a baby.
I know, it's pretty insane. And that's why I was like literally so nervous. But yeah, again, just reiterating like what we've talked about, jumping into something that's super scary, but you're investing in yourself. If you give 100% effort towards it, it's going to pay off.
Yeah, definitely. So like somebody watching right now, they're probably like, oh, I have school. Oh, I have this. I have work. I have that. She's literally having a baby. There's no excuse for you. And she just hit 13K in that short amount of time. So like literally there's no way. There's nothing stopping you. The only thing that people are stopping is themselves. So with that, with the money you've made now, you feel better about providing for your future family and all that. Just bring me through, how do you feel now that you're able to make, that amount of money, and like, what's that doing for your life with everything?
It's just put me at so much more like of an ease. At first, I'm talking over the phone and I'm like tearing up about how frustrated I am about my business, right? I'm like, oh my God, this coming at you with all my problems. And not that, finances are everything, but it's huge. It just makes you more confident, puts you more at ease, less stress. Everybody has debt to pay off. No matter what it is, it's just something that you think about, especially with a kid on the way. Of course, you think about finances, but in the long term, it's just, I feel better that I can, one, charge what I'm worth, two, help these people that actually are going to give me 110% of their effort as well.
Yeah.
But also, it just makes me feel a lot more confident, like not just having the money come in, but being able to do that process, whether people say yes or no. I feel so much more confident now with my business, and I feel like that's just like the main component for me. Like at first I felt like I kind of suck at this. Like, what am I doing wrong? And now I'm like, all right, let's keep going. So, with the financial part too, obviously, it makes me just want to invest more back into my business and learn more, so that I can create a stronger, more cultivated, business and make more money. So it's cool.
Perfect. Yeah, and I remember like you actually went down in history as my longest sales call ever. It was literally 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. We're just there talking, and you were probably the most hesitant person I've ever had about joining. You're like, I don't know about this. Like, I literally had to talk you through this for 2.5 hours. Like, hey, like, it's up to you. I want to create the future for you, and I want to help you out with your future family. Because your main thing was like, I have a baby on the way. I need to save this money. And I'm like, you have a baby on the way. You need to make more money.
Right. Yeah, because you're like, oh my God, making a big investment in yourself, you start doubting yourself. You're like, oh, this isn't money I have, so I'm not gonna do it. And I literally knew if I hung up the phone and I didn't get started, I would hate myself because, hate myself in the sense of I'm going to be sitting there questioning what would have happened if I did it.
Mm-hmm.
I would have hung up the phone and I probably would have called you back like, no, I got to do it. Okay, let's go. You know what I mean? But I appreciate you for being so, for dealing with me over the phone like that, because I was like, everybody's different. I was emotional. I was crying. A lot was going on at that point. Yeah, like I was crying. You're like my therapist for 2 hours. And, I appreciate you for being patient with me, because in the end, I'm sitting there debating in my own heart. I'm like, I know I'm going to do this. Why am I stressing so much about the financial? It's going to come back to me. You got to trust that the universe, your efforts are going to pay off. So
definitely. Yeah. And it's just like, when you have a proven roadmap for success and you literally just follow it, you're good, because you just stuck the process literally, by the T. Like, you asked me a ton of questions, and I love that, because I show that you're like, I just want to make sure I'm doing it right. I'm like, yeah, you're doing it right. So there are people out there probably who, are wondering like, oh, like, I'm trying to figure out the best strategy to use for my business, or maybe they had other coaches give them different strategies and that wasn't helpful. But bring me through just how step by step everything was for you, and how just like no brainer it was for you to just get everything going. How was that?
The step-by-step process was obviously amazing, because especially when you're starting off with something that you've never done before, you've never had a coach before, anything like that, you don't want to get thrown into something where it's like a pool of sharks, or like you don't know what the heck you're doing and you have to do stuff without guidance. So first of all, I appreciated you for being there for me when I needed you. That was amazing. If I had a question, you're investing in your business and you're doing stuff, but you want to make sure you're doing it right. And if you do it wrong, you don't want to look stupid, but you also don't want to waste your time. You want to make sure everything's good, So I appreciate you for being there for me when I did need you. And then the step-by-step process through, I guess, what would you say, the portal that you gave us access to, that was super helpful, because it was like a college class or homework, but in the best way possible, because you wanted to go. You wanted to watch the next video. You're like, what's the next task for me? Because I literally was so busy, but I loved it because I had something to do every single day that was helping me, get more clients, get more people joining the challenge, get more people actually interacting with me on social media. Like, there was just so much that improved during that course of time. So, with the step-by-step process, it just made it easier for me to go back and be like, let me make sure I'm doing this right. If I miss something, I always had that option to look back at it and just review it, and always be ahead of the process. So I knew what was next for the next day. Always had something to do.
Perfect. Yeah, definitely. Because there are probably people like out there spinning their wheels, or they're feeling stuck, and they're like, what do I do for my, like, what do I post? I'm just like, this is everything you need. Here you go.
Yeah. And that made it less stressful, because you provided examples for us, and, you got ideas from those people, and you just put it in your own, way, created your own content and all that good stuff. So that was something that was super helpful, because there was days where I was like, well, what would I do for this? But then you provided an example, so I didn't even have to stress about it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I literally just take the guessing out of it, because I think the big thing that stops people is the whole analysis paralysis thing. Like, okay, they start thinking, okay, what do I have to do? And then they start thinking so much that they just end up doing nothing. And you become inconsistent.
Like that. So,
yeah. So
100%.
so what I do, I know how to coach people so well, to the point of like, you don't have to think about anything. You just have to take action. And the way to like get results is by massive action, right? And most people just don't take enough action. They're not doing enough. So that's that process. All right, then. So, you're through the program, you're out here, you're banging out, sitting nice and heavy, you got the baby on the way with everything.
Yeah.
What would be, some final words? Like, so for the person watching this video right now, they're probably on the fence. They're probably like, who is this guy, Hakeem? Who is he? He's another business coach. Leave me alone. Right? So what would you say to that person who's on the fence? Because you're probably the most on the fence person. Granted, you flaked on me 2 times in a row before you even got on the call with me. You were just like, I'm not with this.
I'm stubborn.
Yeah. So,
I'm stubborn. But
so yeah,
I
so
mean,
what
go
would
ahead.
oh no. What would you say to that person who's just on the fence, on the line, or was like, what's the next step for me? They're probably in that place of their business isn't going well. What would you say to them?
I would say take the jump and go with your heart, obviously, because that's why the phone call took so long for me, because I knew what my heart wanted, but my mind was like, no. Your heart was like, yeah. So, take the jump, investing in yourself, because again, like I said, if you put in the effort for what it takes, it's going to pay off. And of course, in the beginning, I was hesitant about that. I was nervous, but I knew that with this investment, I was going to put in 110%. And there's no reason why I shouldn't have gotten a return on that,
Yeah.
So take the jump, because if you're ready to put in 110%, it's gonna pay off. Like, I just can't even reiterate that enough, because now that I've been through the process, I'm just like, okay, let's keep going. Whereas in the beginning, I was like,
I don't know.
So
Perfect.
yeah, take that jump and believe in yourself, man. Because if you want something for yourself, you're gonna work towards it.
Yeah.
27, 110% effort.
True.
So.
Because you had something to work for, because you're having a baby come up in your life. You're like, you have to create this future success for your family. So I know somebody out there, they probably have a family member that they would love to provide support for as well, So you got to think about not just you, but everyone else around you, Think about the consequences of you not making the decision to better yourself and how that would look like. Imagine, you didn't take that decision and then you ended up struggling for finances for your baby popping out. You're like, oh, I can't get this for the baby or this for the baby or whatever. When, you allowed that to happen because you didn't take the action to get there. But you're amazing and you said, screw it, I'm in, let's get it.
Yeah, I mean, I could say even without the baby on the way, it's just something that I've wanted for my business for so long now. I was feeling so stuck. And it just made that much more sense for me to just push and do it and really, with the time that I have now, believe in myself and do it even before my kid gets here, because I knew I'd be busier when my kid got here, and that's something we talked about. So, but despite the baby situation, even then I would have done it because I was just so unhappy with the results. I felt like I was putting in so much work, spinning my wheels, and I wasn't getting the return. So with that being said, the guidance and structure with the program and everything, like it was really awesome. And, I put in that effort and it clearly paid off. And now I just want to keep going. So I would have done it with or without that baby, but now it's just more motivation.
Perfect. So, all right. So that's pretty much it. Don't really have much else to say. We've already covered pretty much everything. Unless you have any last final words, we pretty much covered everything. Do you have anything else you want to say to somebody watching this right now? Anything else you have to talk about? All good?
If you're passionate about your business and you're ready to kick ass and put in 110% effort and improve it and become that much better for yourself and your clients and learn some new stuff, then I would 110% recommend the program with Hakeem, even though at first I was like, nope, I don't trust this guy. Now I have 110% trust in him. And I look forward to obviously working with you more and stuff, because I'm excited for where the next steps from my business, what those are going to look like. So
perfect. Yeah, we got some big plans for you coming up, and I'm excited to scale that with you going on and moving forward. So just thank you so much for being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. You're an amazing client. I love when people just execute and just get results. And for the person watching this right now, there's probably going to be a link somewhere below, above. I don't know. I just went below and I pointed up. There's going to be a link somewhere to either book a call with me or watch a training of mine or just to do something. So go ahead and click that. Take the jump. Take the leap. Amanda did it. You got to do it too. No excuses. All right. So that's pretty much it. Thanks, Amanda, for being here. It was a pleasure. And you already know what time it is. Squad.
go get it.